I had a thought. I want to preface it by saying that, like, I am leaning into the joking side of this when saying it and not being too serious. Whose awesome idea was it to send 4 Titan powers to another island with kids?
Why did they choose kids?
Well,
like,
there are probably many a reason, but I think I could defend my own point that I'm making very well, I think. But like, you need people back at home to defend your place. You can't have Zeke babysitting people, you know? Mm-hmm. But I think it's an interesting thought, or just image of the reality that we now know of 4 kids being shipped off, thrown over a wall with these powers, and it's like, all right, go get it.
I think it also shows how much they underestimated the people within the walls and the king within the walls.
Who?
The Marleyans. By choosing to... Because they could have lost all of these powers, and if these characters had either been eaten or been, like, died after 13 years, they would have lost all of these powers. Well, they didn't send Zeke as a babysitter at first. They sent him after to basically collect them.
And I think you answered my question, like the Marleyans, and I think that's true. I think that Zeke probably lobbied for them to send all of them, send Zeke too, but the Marleyans were like, nah, not like too big of a deal. We'll keep some people here just in case. That'd be nice if that works out, whatever. You know, and then, oh, Zeke, go clean up your mess, get our powers back. Like,
honestly,
I don't think it was Zeke's plan.
Like, who proposed this? Who stood in front of a council of people and said, you know what, guys? We have like 4 12-year-olds over there, and they all just ate someone. I think we should send them to a place they've never been.
Want to know what's interesting, though? Would the plan have worked if not for the Attack Titan? We know that the king didn't want to fight, or at least had the illusion of pacifism that was blocked behind the threat of a marching Titan army, which I'm saying and have said I think would happen and could happen. But I do wonder if the Attack Titan wasn't involved, then would they have been successful?
Yes.
You think?
I believe that, honestly, I could have just seen, like, Frida just stand in front of them like this and be like, no war, just peace. And then one of them just take her.
Why? We have, like, the very matter-of-fact answer to why Grisha beat Frida, of Frida not being well-trained. Mm-hmm. If Frida wanted to control or use that power to control Titans around her, or turn Eldians into Titans around her there to help protect her there and protect the Founding Titan power there, why didn't she? Was there a reason? Or could she not? Or was it somewhat intentional? Or like she didn't?
Well, I mean, why would she, if she's under this kind of control to not fight, why would she fight
to
back, really?
Be able to continue to have control and ownership of the Founding Titan within your bloodline? Like, if it was that, so it must have been pick or choose from the king, use violence and continue having the power of the Founding Titan, or don't use all your violence, only use some of it, and try to fight Grisha one-on-one, and then lose, and then you don't have it anymore.
Also, I feel like Frida's Titan, the Founding Titan, though we call it the strongest or whatever, I think that's more in terms of like what power it can possess.
I agree.
But I don't think it physically would be able to beat the Attack Titan. I think even if Frida was better trained, an Attack Titan sounds like really...
Don't you think
like
Frida would have had the powers to like control other Titans?
Yeah, so I guess why didn't she turn her family? Because they were the only ones there. She would have had to turn her parents and her little siblings.
If it's for the greater good and that look in her eyes seemed like it wasn't her making decisions, then I wouldn't have been surprised if that happened.
Then was the whole plan all along
to give Grisha the power?
To give Grisha the power. Because that was the only path that could possibly breed any maybe good result that the king would like.
Not only... Okay, let's go down that road, right? Road. Let's go down that route. If that's the case, then if that's Frida, right, or whoever's controlling Frida there, and they do want Grisha to take the power, they don't want him to know they gave him the power.
Mm-hmm.
That could loop back to our thought of influencing history
Mm-hmm.
and influencing whoever has the power in the past in the form of Kruger, because that would be it could potentially be a conscious direct choice that Frida would have made in that moment to act like they're putting up a fight or put up a fight just to lose, so that Grisha thinks that they actually won with the power.
I mean, it could be that, but it could also be if he's able to beat me, then it's okay.
Yeah.
And I concede.
Interesting.
But I guess it's also safe to say that if everything's connected, then, and everything is connected in a full circle, then are the people that get chosen to become these titans, is it even really like free will? Like, is there even, is it always just fated that it's going to work out that way?
It's an interesting question, because it could have been fated at one point until someone was nefarious and messed with it, or before someone was nefarious and messed with it, someone before them could have been as well, but their nefarious intent was lost to time. It's an impossible question to answer, but I do think that it's one that's interesting, that of if it is predetermined in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do. It's the founding titan. Like, we've heard of all these other crazy ass titans. We're meeting somebody potentially named the Warhammer Titan. The founding titan had a pretty big power that lost to the attack titan. I don't know.
I mean, the brain of the operation isn't always like, it needs defense. You know, remember when the king, we heard that it needs a sword and a shield, the
like
Ackerman family.
That's true.
The founding titan is probably more of a spiritual being, more of a brain on top of the operation, you know? Something to lead the people or give comfort to the people or control the people.
Yeah, true.
True.
But Aaron used it to throw titans at people.
Because he's making his own path.
True.
He is forging ahead in his own way to freedom, and that just reminded me of something I wrote down. So during the episode, I started thinking about how, like, Annie and a few other characters have identified Aaron, even from mainly when he was younger. Probably they'd still say something similar now, but that he's so ready to die.
When did we bring it up here?
I brought it up in terms of Gabby at the very beginning, like when she's at the docks with the other warrior candidates, that she's just so gung-ho, and I think that one of the reasons that Reiner might not want her to be the one that inherits it, other than being family, I think that attitude she'd have, that so ready to die, so gung-ho, could totally, like, I'd be worried about her if I was a family member of her, because I'd be like, that could get you killed.
Yeah.
If you're just so excited to get this power and be able to go over there and smash some devils, like, okay, cool, but she seems like she just kind of comes up with these wily ideas and then hopes that they work. And, like, that's great. She's creative. She has a lot of energy, but it just reminds me of how other characters have identified Aaron in that same way of, like, so ready to die.
I think that's interesting. I definitely think I want to see Gabby with the Titan's power. With a Titan's power.
We can clearly tell that Falco doesn't want it because he wants to marry Gabby or is in love with Gabby or doesn't want Gabby to die by age 27.
Is that was that something that you were considering being a possibility, like a romantic?
Well, duh, that's why Reiner uses it against Falco.
That makes sense.
You don't want Gabby to have to die, right?
That's true.
Also, he gets kind of blushy around her. It's very clear.
Yeah.
He's very attentive to Gabby.
Reiner seeing him and his friends and those kids, like, hit me like a brick, dude.
Marcel and Galliard are, like, picture the same.
Yeah.
Basically. Because I thought that was Galliard in that, like, flash of, like, Reiner seeing all of them as kids.
Yeah.
Because they look so similar, and then I remembered Marcel had the same haircut.
How awesome was it that the instance Reiner was quoting was fucking Sasha? How
We were like, why is
amazing
this?
is that?
Why
That's
is-
so good.
Why is Sasha's potato antics your example to your entire family of how these people are evil and devils? Like,
I am so happy about
it
that.
fits so well with the Reiner that I believe to be the true Reiner. That is not what I'm thinking is the Marcel act.
Yeah.
And it's just so... He was like, it's so inconsiderate. I'm like, oh my god. Them being inconsiderate is what you'll die to example to your family
Yeah.
of why these people are
Amazing.
evil. Like,
Amazing.
I can just imagine like their like faces. Like, we didn't get to see their reactions to him starting this potato story.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine that they were like, oh yeah. Wait, what?
No, I think that they were the opposite. I think that they like come from a whole society that's so like
Make sure you share your potatoes.
to like the ounce that like everybody there was like, what a devil! Like,
What if they were like, what's a potato?
there's a globe.
There's a globe.
Yeah, I like that. That means there's a world, and if there's a world, that means it doesn't look exactly like Earth, but it looks like it is kind of like Earth, and that's interesting.
I mean, it could be.
Okay.
Seriously, like a lot of the art stuff and like way things are drawn, especially what I'm noticing with obviously coming to Marley, so creepy. This photograph that we're looking at of the Tibber family is just so creepy. They all look gaunt and dead inside.
I do think there were some times this episode I noticed that the animation studio had changed, and it wasn't in a bad way. It's just how they pick and choose how to draw movement and characters and walking and facial expressions. But I definitely noticed a little bit of a change. But this photograph does look very terrifying.
Yeah, it looks haunted.
Do we get another close-up of it?
No, I don't think we get to see it close up.
Two
It's just
old
a bunch
people.
of creepy kids.
4 young people.
A husband and a wife, I think, in there.
And then a
kids.
grandmother or
and
nanny?
then the grandma and grandpa. Okay.
The family holding the Warhammer Titan. It's said that the Tibers have never sent the Warhammer Titan to enemy soil. They're influential abroad for driving away King Fritz. Dude, that's so crazy. The
So
world
they're
will
the
listen to
ones
them.
that drove away King Fritz originally,
Yeah.
apparently.
They've been living the life in their huge... do you think that... no, that's
Why
stupid.
are they allowed to live in that fake comfort? I believe it's fake. I doubt that they're treated on the same level as Marleyan citizens. You know?
I think it's a really good question. It might have been the first person who... the first defector. Like, the first person who decided to leave the side of the
Well, I mean...
initial 9 Titans.
Marley would use it as a great example, you know,
Yeah.
historically. Like, look, Eldians, one of this person that is one of you decided to stand with us against King Fritz. He's a good person. Like, that would be a great example for them to use to kind of further push Eldians to fight with Marley and agree that the Eldians on Paradis are bad.
My stupid thought before I realized how stupid I am was that Annie was a Tiber. And I'm like, because I keep thinking, man, I don't think it's the case at all, but I keep thinking, how is Annie going to come back into the story, man? Like,
Annie has to, like, they can't just end this story and not tell us at least, like, that maybe Annie's Titan never exists again because she never comes out of the shell and therefore is never reborn into another person. Like, they have to give us something by the end, or I will just be like, what happened to Annie?
Yeah. I'm like, I need more about Annie and her dad. Too much happened in the season finale of season 1 to not tell me more. Was the hiding of the powers that you were saying in this conversation?
The hiding of the powers?
Yeah, you said that they had the Warhammer Titan, but they were keeping it somewhere?
Oh, I think I said that I thought that they had sent Warhammer somewhere else. But it appears that they were just talking about how the family itself is influential abroad.
Gotcha.
And not in Marley.
And not keeping it somewhere abroad.
But it's never been to enemy soil, and we've never met the Warhammer Titan.
Yeah, and he or she might be present at the VIP festival, which is cool. I like festivals.
You know, like, we thought the Beast Titan must be, like, what they were treating as, like, the tippy top. But it seems like the Warhammer Titan is treated with like the utmost kind of respect, and I guess it's only passed down within that family.
You tell me that a female Titan exists. It's a female Titan. I will revolt if the Warhammer Titan does not have a Warhammer. If I will be either the happiest or saddest boy when we see the Warhammer Titan. Will it have wings and a hammer? Will it be a submarine and a hammer?
So big that they are like hammers. Like, is
no,
a literal hammer,
I want a real hammer.
I mean, I would like a real hammer too.
We saw a backpack made for P-Boy.
Peak.
Yeah, but we didn't see a hammer yet.
No. He's hiding his hammer.
I love weapons. So cool.
That's all you've wanted is for Titans to have
all
weapons.
I've wanted. Well, they keep hinting it a little bit, right?
No.
We have this big invention coming up. Thunder spears. I guess they're big. Yeah, they are. But I wanted like a big thunder spear.
A big hammer-sized thunder spear.
Yeah.
So what do you think Zeke meant? The message he obviously sent to Reiner. I don't know if he sent it to everyone, but verbally Reiner picked up on it. Not here, not in this room.
Different intentions, which I doubt. More detailed planning in regards to their plan. Maybe they're going to take over more ammunition that they'd need. Maybe they,
Well, why would he have a secret plan about it with Reiner?
Because I think that that Zeke plans on taking more than or using more power than the Marlians would give them. That's what I think for this mission. Or they know Eren and Jon are there and they're trying to like already prepare.
I just feel weird about Zeke's character in general. He's a perplexing character. And I don't know if that comes from the fact that I feel like I would never sell my parents out for anything or what, but I wrote down just quickly at the very end of watching this that, like, I don't think that Zeke seemed to have hatred toward Eren when they met face to face. And I find it hard to believe for some reason. And I don't know what's giving me that, why I feel so hard to believe, because Zeke has only given me evidence to support that he would be okay with Eren dying and everyone dying over there. He's only given me evidence to support that he is willing to kill all of them. But something in me, I'm not just banking on the whole freaking, like, oh, family connection. Like, of course he's not going to want to kill his brother. But there was something in how he said what he said to Eren and the contents of what he said, basically he's only ever put the blame on his father. Even in the room with all of the other commanders, he identifies the person that ruined everything for everyone as Grisha.
Yeah.
And
come back to rescue you. That's what
to rescue you. Like, yeah. Does he really mean that? Or is he hoping and banking on the fact that Eren might have hatred toward Grisha too? And then maybe they can align themselves with Marley? Or is he hoping was he trying to mess with Eren's head? And really he's like, yeah, I'm going to bring you back with me and then have my friend eat you.
Did Zeke know that Eren was a Titan?
Before when?
Ever.
I think he could realize when he had this encounter with Eren because Eren had the marks on his face.
Okay, that's what I was trying to remember.
But also, Reiner and Bertholdt would have told him.
Yeah.
So.
No, agreed. Okay, sorry. But so that goes into it though. I think that whatever Zeke's mindset is regarding Eren, it is with the information that Eren now probably has some of his father's memories because he obtained his father's Titan, right? Mm-hmm. So I think Zeke is like, Eren probably knows about what his dad did or thinks, and he just needs to be told it the right way so that he will see the obvious solution of joining my side and everything, and you can live encaged with us as a Marlian sometimes.
I just feel like Zeke has been given such a platform in the writing of this show to at the point we least expect it, totally subvert what we're thinking is going to happen, what we think he's thinking and planning, and or they're leading me to believe that he could do that to totally just have him die in the end with this trying to do this mission.
Well, I think...
And or succeed in the mission.
I think you're completely right. I think you are setting up things that one potential outcome would be an Eldian having the powers of the founding Titan, and they don't necessarily have to take the ship back over to Marley. If Marley is presumably at the moment nothing without the Titan's powers, and they need years to redevelop the military, then without any of the Titan's powers, if Zeke stays over in Paradis, maybe brings over all the rest of the Titans that they had, maybe that was the secret there, they could be like, all right, we have all Titan's powers, fuck you, Marley, we'll do what we want.
A line Zeke has said that could fit exactly with what you're saying. He said, they aren't ready yet. Talking about the people within the walls.
Yeah.
Aren't ready yet for his plan to... Hopefully they will stand with him to fight against Marley.
I like it.
They aren't ready to fight.
There'd need to be a hell.
They aren't strong enough yet.
There would need to be a hell of a flashback for Zeke to have either been told by Grisha to do this and turn his own parents in, or learn a very convincing perspective of the truth by somebody that we don't know that would have convinced him to think about things this way.
Well, we're never told or shown how Zeke felt upon finding out that that meant death for his parents.
Yeah.
I highly doubt as a child he thought that his mom and dad were going to be killed by telling his grandparents this.
Do you think that Zeke knew Grisha wasn't dead? Until when? When do you think Zeke found out his dad wasn't dead?
So I was saying to myself in my head, Grisha really didn't change his name. Grisha Yeager. You know, he did not change his name. Did Zeke not know until he was, like, that? These are the questions. Did Zeke not know until he was sitting on a wall drinking coffee or weird smelling tea, as Armin put it, with Reiner and Berthold? And then they said the name? Is that the moment he found out? Did people question, where did Kruger go? Where did a Marleyan warrior was gone?
Maybe before Kruger got eaten, he used his credibility, credibility to like send a message that Grisha was alive and was going to be there to Zeke.
Everyone else would have known that Grisha was the last. All the people that left and were like, okay, bye, you know? Oh, but then Kruger goes and, like, eats all of them. So why would Zeke have thought that his father was the one that did this? I don't think there would have been any evidence to support that, other than knowing that his father was among the many people that were shipped to Paradis that day.
I'm trying to think what the first sign of evidence would be.
Kruger literally smashed all the boats and ate the people. You know?
Unless there was a message left. Let's play through it, right? Everything that we've seen on screen. Unless there was a message left, the first time that we know about of any contact, really, would be when the Colossal Titan attacked. Mm-hmm. Right? And when that happened, Grisha wasn't even there.
Right.
So, unless it's some memory timey-wimey thing, or something that happened off screen, then, like, maybe a note happened off screen. I don't know.
I just would find it so hard to believe that Zeke would have this emotional... This is emotional stuff he would have learned.
Yeah.
So late in the game. That I have a half-brother within the walls that my father has also turned into a Titan. And he has the coordinate, the founding Titan. That would have been a lot for him to learn upon sitting on the walls with Reiner and Berthold.
Agreed.
And I strongly agree with you in terms of I feel like I need and strongly want some flashback or something, some more information from him, from Zeke. But, you know, it makes me think of what he said to Colt. My secrets are my secrets, basically, and you'll learn them when you eat me.
Yeah, it would also push if Grisha does have, or not Grisha, if Zeke does have some ulterior motive, of course it'd push him to do it in his last year left.
Push him to do it in his last year
Still
left.
Here.
but also him saying that about his secrets, and then Falco and Colt being brothers. Everything fits with the possibility of Colt getting Zeke's memories, realizing these secrets, and doing something with them with Falco's help, because Falco obviously is like team let's not kill people.
Yeah. I'm still, like, with everything we know, we got another Titan name. I'm still trying to figure out how one day Falco is going to be a Titan who flies around with a sword. Like, I'm over here trying to, like, do, like, a polymerization from Yu-Gi-Oh! Trying to find out, like, how you connect Titan powers so one can fly with a sword. Warhammer potentially has a weapon.
I know we were like, oh, obviously Falco is having he must be seeing something. And then, like, the other half of me is like, probably had a concussion.
And he's a kid.
And he's a kid. A kid with a concussion. I've had a concussion before. You've had a concussion before. We probably saw some things in the sky with swords. You know?
I don't know.
Instead of little birdies around our heads, we saw like little titans with swords with wings.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Good episode, though.
I agree. That is everything I have written down and everything that I have thought with my brain.
Might be some stuff we think before next episode that we can talk about in the intro, but I don't know. At the moment, I am good. Are you?
Okay, just say your lasting impression. Your lasting impression of this episode. One thing. We might have talked about it, just say it. The first thing you think of in terms of this episode.
Just one word?
Statement, sentence, word, phrase.
Oh man, do you want to go first or am I going first?
You can go first. Well,
Thanks.
Once I said it and put it out there, I got nervous.
Yeah, thank you. This is what you're doing to me. I thought you had something prepared. Okay. One lasting or final statement or question.
Something that is at the top of your mind in terms of this episode. Do you want me to go first?
Go first.
Okay. How is Falco going to be the one that ends up with the armor titan? Because I feel like that's where we're going, is that Gabby isn't actually going to be the one that gets it, and or Falco has to take it from her or something. Because I feel like they're leading us to believe that Falco is the one that gets the armor titan.
Okay.
That is my lasting, question.
So you used your allotted space to think of, like, a realistic guess question. So I will do the same. What will it take for Levi and Peak to get married? Because that's going to happen. I think that P-Boy or Peak? There's obviously some unfinished business between those two because Levi was going to finish. She's the one that got away. Yes.
She's the one that got away.
Levi was about to finish when Peak came in and interrupted and ruined a whole lot of foreplay that Levi used his cutting skills for. Mm-hmm. And because of that, Levi's plaything was taken away by another person. And that person, I feel like there's unfinished business with. And this person I thought I hated. I thought did.
Levi had no regrets. How could there be unfinished business if Levi has no regrets?
He used to have no regrets. Now he
has tons of regrets.
Now he has like loads of.
I mean, Erwin Armin, that's a big possible regret.
Attack on Titan OVA, a lot of regrets. You know, I do think that's gonna happen though. 100% fact. Levi's gonna marry P-Boy backpack bitch Pick. I feel so bad about calling Pick a backpack bitch. I was only calling them a backpack bitch because I was so adamant that it was some grotesque, ugly version. It was gonna, in my mind, it was the evil version of Flagle.
I didn't even believe it was a actual person. I thought it was just a Titan. That you were the
I thought it was a person.
You were the one that believed that there was a person in there, and I did not. But thank you for bringing up Levi. We forgot to talk about the fact that Beast Titan, not only is he scared of and/or threatened by Armin and Eren, two Titans, but the Ackermans. Yeah. The Ackermans!
Yeah. Anna's dad just got caught up with, I don't know what episode number it was, but it was the episode that ended.
Armin's untimely death.
Yes, 17? I think it was 17. Maybe 18. I think 17.
That was like the last thing he told us, though. He was like going through everything that he
but the
saw
point
with
of me
Levi and the Beast Titan.
the point of me bringing this up is because we talked about how the backpack bitch was there. And I was like talking to him and I have like all this information, you know, and I'm trying to be subtle about it. I'm like, I've seen the backpack bitch again. Yeah. The backpack bitch gets a tank on their back, whatever. Like, I was all high and mighty being like, yo, this backpack bitch is about to be revealed is some, like, evil version of Flagle. I hated him all along. Like, what a dumbass. And then this episode makes me realize I'm the dumbass. I am the dumbass. I'm the backpack bitch. I've been the backpack bitch this whole time.
Wow.
God damn it, Attack on Titan.
What a great way to end.
You good?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.
That she's just so gung-ho. That she's just so gung-ho. That she's just so gung-ho.
That she's just so gung-ho.